Hey guys, how's it going? Richard here with Alien Bros, back with some more incredible strangeness to share with you guys. Today, I have a few more incredible UFO sightings to share with you, and then afterwards, some awesome news that confirms something that most of us in the UFO community have been saying for a very long time now, and it is certainly a big announcement to say the least. In fact, it is so big that it could possibly confirm everything that we've been saying about the universe and our theories of whether alien life exists. And remember guys, if you like the work that we're doing here on the channel, and you want to stay on the up and up with all the latest and greatest UFO settings and alternative news, then you should definitely hit that subscribe button and tap that notification bell and join us in our fight for disclosure. It is the best way to stay in the loop, and this piece of news that I have for you today may be one of the final steps and signals of true extraterrestrial disclosure. And I gotta say that I am beyond excited to be able to share it with you guys. First though, let's cover the UFO sightings. There has been a huge increase in sightings in the last couple of weeks, and they have simply been incredible. And I want to share first with you guys a sighting that has been starting to make its rounds on the internet lately, and this shows what very clearly resembles the coveted TR3B, a craft believed to be government owned and the result of reverse engineered alien technology, which we have brought up, spoke plenty about, and shared numerous pieces of footage of in our past videos. This sighting may very well be one of the clearest sightings of a TR3B in flight that we have ever shared. This sighting was originally reported to MUFON, and the case number will be down in the video description as always, so you guys can check it out yourselves afterwards. It took place over El Paso, Texas on August 31st of 2018, and it certainly is a weird one. I'll go ahead and play you guys the clip now, and we'll talk more on it afterwards, alright? Here it is. So I'm sure you guys can see why this video has been getting so much hype behind it on the web. I think it is an incredible capture, and I felt it would be wrong for me not to post it here to share with you guys. Before we go any further, I'll give you guys a bit more context on this sighting. The source reports that he was on his way to work on the morning of August 31st of 2018 at 6:25 in the morning. He started to stare at the sunrise as usual because he had to stop at a red light right before he got on the freeway to work. After a few minutes, he reported to have glanced to the right and saw a glowing triangle which he thought was weird. He took several pictures and a short video with this Samsung Galaxy S8. His phone is still new to him, so he was still learning the workings of it, and noticed right after the sighting that the phone does an amazing thing automatically. It stabilized the video on its own. He did zoom in on the object, and luckily it worked perfectly, and even if it's explainable, it is an interesting video and some fairly interesting pictures as well. I think that there is likely an explanation for this, but it's not your typical one. What he captured here to me is very clearly a TR3B. Usually TR3Bs are black triangles, but I believe the lighting and the lights on the aircraft likely could be what caused the object to appear white. If this is a hoax, then the person that did it did one incredible job. The clarity here is outstanding, and the pixelation of the object matches perfectly with the rest of the footage. I won't say that it's impossible for this to be an alien craft, but I think the odds are more in the favor of this being government technology. This object is rather high in the sky too, and with its size, it's very clearly a massive object. I mean, it is one huge UFO. Whatever the case, the source in this sighting filmed something strange, and it definitely seems like he caught something big here. What do you guys think? Do you think this is explainable? Do you have any ideas on if the source could have hoaxed this or what? I don't know how he could have, so I'm calling this unexplained for me at the moment, but I'm open to your theories, so you guys are welcome to try and change my mind on it if you can. Alright, now let's get into the next sighting. This one is rather crazy in itself. It shows a white orb UFO that transforms into what appears to be a flying saucer and takes the concept of shape-shifting UFOs to a whole new level. It was captured over South Catham, Massachusetts on September 3rd of 2018, and I think you guys will really be stunned by what you're about to see here. I'll go ahead and play you guys the clip now, and we'll examine it more afterwards. Alright, now check out this footage. So as you can see, this sighting is completely insane. I've never before witnessed a shape-shifting UFO with the clarity of this object. As far as I can tell, the footage seems to be legitimate and it does not appear to be CGI or anything like it. The pixelation remains the same through the entire footage, and the orb does not have an anchor point in which the source of the footage could have used to track it. The behavior of this UFO is beyond unusual. It is strange how it went from being a white orb that started to flash and then out of nowhere, it became a saucer-shaped craft with multiple lights on it that appeared nothing at all like it originally did in the start of the clip. For something like this to simply transform entirely from a single white orb into a saucer-shaped craft, which looks nothing like it did originally, is simply beyond me, and it certainly has me scratching my head trying to figure out and understand exactly what it is here that we are witnessing in this footage. Alright, now to give you guys some more context on this sighting, the source and his wife were down at Forest Beach when off in the distance they saw a strange orb rising to the level of that second orb in the footage, which the source claimed to be a star, and then it started to proceed towards them in a northeasterly direction, and it literally went right over their heads, spinning and doing weird shapes while flashing different lighted designs around the circumference of the object. The source shot the video on his iPhone, so it's not really great quality, but the clarity of the object is still amazing enough to make out what it was. The source claimed that in person it looked so much more intense. He also stated that it was not his nor his wife's first UFO sighting. He claimed that on June 11th of this year, he and his wife had a major sighting in Cape Cod. They claimed to have seen between 11 and 22 UFOs in the sky at the same time. And I must say that I am ecstatic that the source was able to get this on video, and I have to say thank you for sharing it, as it is footage like this that helps us to study the behavior and mechanics of these UFOs. I think this is something truly unexplainable here, and I want to get all of your thoughts on it, and if you were in the area when the source captured this video or has some more info on this sighting, then definitely send us over an email. Alright, next up, I have a UFO sighting that took place over Clermont, Florida on November 4th of 2016, but it was not reported until recently in February of 2018. It shows what at first appears to be your typical orb UFO sighting, but after a few seconds into the footage, it becomes clear that what the witness filmed is far stranger than your typical glowing orb UFO. Just focus on the orb and you will see what I mean. I'll go ahead now and play the footage for you guys, so check it out.
Get down, Katie! What is that? It's not even coming up in my camera. Why isn't my phone working? Is it still dropping things? Did you get a good camera shot of it, Joey?
I saw it going the other way too, but it wasn't dropping.
What the hell is that? Not dropping anything anymore?
No.
Did you get any of the things on it was dropping on video?
Yeah. Oh, there's one.
That is weird as...
Alright guys, so this type of sighting is always one of the hardest to debunk because there are no aircraft that I know of that would fit the description of what we are seeing here in this footage. To me, this appears to be one large UFO or mothership deploying smaller UFOs. This is something that has been captured a lot more than people think, and they are always just as amazing to watch and bear witness to. Usually these craft are what is assumed to be smaller scout ships. We have shared these types of sightings on the channel before, and I definitely recommend to those of you that are new here to this channel and to this field of research, go back and watch those videos and get yourself up to speed. One common aspect of these sightings is the fact that the motherships usually are higher in the atmosphere, attempting to avoid being spotted, usually by cloaking themselves. It seems to be a commonality that these ships are unable to cloak themselves while deploying these scout UFOs, and they tend to try to hide themselves, which makes this sighting unique, because we clearly see that the main UFO is not cloaked, nor does it seem to be attempting to stop people from witnessing it. The scouts, on the other hand, seem to be cloaking themselves almost immediately after being dropped from the main UFO, and to me, it gives me the impression that they may be spying on us. They could be doing a multitude of things, however, it is impossible to say exactly what those things are. However, they seem to do it frequently based on the amount of footage people have captured of them, and it makes me wonder why they're here and what they want with us. Are they spying out for people or animals to abduct and experiment on? Or is there a different agenda entirely? I'm not going to say the objects in this footage are for sure ET craft, as it is entirely possible that there could be a different explanation for this sighting that I simply haven't considered yet. However, at the moment, I'm leaning towards this likely being another example of an extraterrestrial craft releasing what I believe are likely scout ships. However, I am open to other explanations, granted that a serious and likely one is provided. From what I can tell, this does not fit the description and capabilities of flares, drones, airplanes, or any other terrestrial object that I am aware of and is publicly known. Maybe this could be something government, but to me it does not seem likely, since the government would have no need to use something like this, nor do I think that they would be using it over areas that people are likely going to be able to witness and record it. At the moment, I'm considering this a genuine UFO sighting, and an amazing one at that, and I am classifying it as unexplainable until a good explanation is given. It is these types of sightings that make me truly curious as to why the ET presence is here and behaving in the way that it has been. And I want answers here. I want to know what is going on. Alright, moving on, I have a UFO sighting for you guys that comes to us from Montreal, Quebec, Canada, that was filmed on August 30th of 2018. It shows an orb UFO displaying some very strange behavior. Watch it closely. There are some aspects of this clip that are hard to notice unless you speed up the clip, but pay close attention to it, because it slowly rises higher and higher into the atmosphere, and at the end of the clip does something very unusual, completely ruling out a lot of conventional explanations. I'll go ahead and play the clip for you guys now, and remember to pay close attention to the object and watch it the whole way through, because it is definitely worth it. Alright, now check out this footage. So this object has a lot going on for it in terms of unusual characteristics. As I mentioned before the video started, the object rises higher and higher into the atmosphere at a very slow pace, which is really only noticeable if you speed up the footage. I have taken the courtesy of doing so to make sure that you guys can see it for yourselves. However, that is not even the strangest part of the footage. To me, the strangest part is the ending, where the object begins to flicker and then disappear entirely. For the object to show up as well as it does from the distance that the person filmed it from would have to mean the object is fairly large in size, possibly close to that of a commercial airliner, and far too large to be a drone or something along those lines. The lights on the object did not flash either, which means they are not legal to fly at the altitude that it's at, and what is even stranger is that instead of descending and disappearing like one would expect to see with your typical aircraft or drone, it instead rises and disappears into the sky and becomes completely invisible to us. To give you guys some more context on this sighting, I'll read you guys the witness's statement. The statement reads, "I was looking from my patio door when I saw the object and ran to grab my zoom lens for my camera. I then went out onto my balcony to try and identify the object. As soon as I saw the object, I was certain that it was a UFO. I was so happy to finally see something that I have wanted to at some point witness for myself for most of my life. The object then disappeared right beneath the clouds. There were other people that saw the object as well, as I had saw somebody from the area had uploaded a video of what was very clearly the same object to Facebook." That is the end of the witness's statement. Now, it is always incredibly helpful when there are multiple witnesses for a sighting, and that is no different with this sighting. I don't know what it is the witness filmed here, but maybe one of you guys do. If any of you saw this same object and know what it is, or have more footage of it, then send us over an email, because sightings with multiple people reporting them generally have multiple angles of examination, which gives us much better odds of figuring out what the object was that was filmed. I won't say for sure that this is something ET, but I will say it is definitely a UFO. Alright now guys, I want to go ahead and get into the news that I mentioned to you guys in the start of the video. I'm sure many of you guys have heard of Trappist-1, a solar system discovered by NASA back in 2016 that's rather close to our own solar system in terms of cosmic distance. In fact, it is the closest solar system that we have found to Earth, and it contains 3 potentially Earth-like exoplanets which scientists have been researching since their founding, attempting to figure out if they are truly habitable or not. The reason being is their location, as the 3 planets fall into the star's habitable zone, which means they are not too hot nor too cold for life to exist there. Well, the news is that new research has found that some of the planets in the solar system have water, which makes up at least 5% of their mass. The 3 planets are believed to have oceans, and scientists state that anywhere on Earth you find water, you are likely to find life, which is why astronomers look for these on other planets. That means there could be 250 times more water on these planets than we have on Earth, making them prime candidates for alien life. Speaking to Space.com, Dr. Simon Grimm, who led the study, said, and I quote, "All the Trappist-1 planets are very Earth-like. They have a solid core surrounded by an atmosphere. The 7 planets are named Trappist-B through to H, and the researchers believe that Trappist-E is a particularly suitable host for aliens." Dr. Grimm also added that Trappist-E is the exoplanet which is most similar to Earth in terms of mass, radius, and energy received from its star. The research team used a method called transit timing variations, or TTVs, to determine the masses and densities of the planets. The technique involves watching a planet move across its host star from the viewpoint of Earth, which allows experts to determine how a planet is made up. TTV analysis showed that the densities of the planets range from 0.6 to 1 times that of Earth's density, and about 5% of that is made up of water, or thick icy layers. Dr. Grimm also said that using TTVs is currently the only method to determine the masses and therefore the densities of the planets like the Trappist-1 system. So guys, we already knew that there were certain places in our solar system that contain water, such as Europa and Enceladus, but this is a far greater find, as it is on these sorts of planets that intelligent life is likely to have formed. Of course, there is no way I can confirm that with this information, however, I think it is likely that there very well could be life there in some form, and intelligent life is likely. I believe there is more to this than we're being told, and I think NASA has known about this far before this announcement. However, I think we are moving closer and closer to true disclosure, and I think admitting the finding of water on habitable planets in a solar system this close to home could likely be one of the final steps before they finally tell us the truth about the existence of extraterrestrials and just how teeming with life the universe truly is. We have been saying since this channel started that I believe the universe is full of life and that we were no fluke, and it looks like we may have finally got the proof we needed to say that we are correct in our hypothesis. I think the rest of the truth will come out sooner than we realize. You know, for a long time we were viewed as crazy for believing in the existence of extraterrestrials, and it seems that with each passing day, our so-called craziness is being legitimized more and more into hard science with actual indisputable evidence backing it up. I'm definitely excited and happy to finally hear this news, and I want to hear what you guys have to say about it as well. Hopefully soon the average person will look up at the stars and know for a fact the truth in regards to our place in the universe and just how many other civilizations there really are in this vast space that we call our universe. Anyway, that's all I have for you guys today, but stay tuned because there is a lot more coming and we will have it posted very soon. If you liked the video, then please don't forget to smash that like button on your way out, share it, comment, and most importantly, hit that subscribe button and tap that notification bell. It really helps us out and it'll let you guys stay up to date by sending you a message straight to your inbox every time we upload a video, and you can stay on the up and up with all the latest alternative news. And remember, you have to hit the bell button or YouTube will not notify you when our new videos come out. Unfortunately, just subscribing on YouTube simply isn't enough these days. YouTube seems to want to pick and choose the content that people see, but that won't stop us from moving forward. Also, if you want updates on when our videos will be coming out, then please go follow our Facebook page. The link is down in the video description. And if you have some UFO footage or evidence that you would like us to feature on the channel, then please email it over to us. Our email is down in the description as well, and we will get back to you as soon as possible. Also, if you guys want to help keep this channel going strong, then donating even $1 a month to our Patreon would be extremely appreciated because YouTube isn't paying us, so this is all out of pocket for us. However, as I've said many times before, we love it. We won't be quitting anytime soon. Thanks again for your support, guys. It means a lot to us, and don't forget to browse the channel if you're new and get yourself up to speed. As always, I'm Richard with Alien Bros, and I'll see you guys again next video.